Hello, my name is Ed Magill. I am a composer, producer, percussionist based currently out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. I've marched in the past with Phantom Regiment and Redline Percussion out of Plymouth, Michigan, and I'm going to be teaching with the Phantom Regiment this coming summer. This lick for Quadlingual is supposed to be a little bit more on the challenging side. I had some specific concepts I was hoping to cover, and those 3 tips that Quadlingual asked me to kind of address are learning complex rhythms, constant motion, and like the application of that concept within like a broader scope, and then staying out of your own way. The first concept, learning complex rhythms, is sort of based on this idea of frameworks. I write in frameworks a lot. It's like a concept that's easy for me to understand. This idea of scaffolding is a huge part of how a lot of arrangers approach things, because it's like when you're writing for front ensemble or brass, there's macro rhythms that you have to be able to adhere to when you're working in a full ensemble setting. And the like measure 3 has this sort of, I would say, moderately complex triplet rhythm, right? But underneath all of that is that framework of the consistent quarter note triplets, right? Those things are incredible when you're learning music, to have a fallback, to understand the actual like building blocks of the more dense rhythms that you're trying to learn. And within that context, don't start playing right away, right? When you're learning music, the most important thing you can do is sit down and absorb that information first before you try to attack it. Read through, like get as much information as possible, and then approach the etude from the beginning slowly. That's a huge part of this. Don't allow a sense of urgency in your personal practice to kind of be confused with impatience, right? The marching arts teaches us to be able to learn things quickly, to be able to apply things quickly, but in a lot of contexts that can promote a lack of musical understanding, and that can hinder healthy playing habits, right? So when you're learning this, when you're learning anything that's maybe on the complex side, you have to make sure that you're approaching it the right way the first time. Second tip is constant motion, right? Extending this concept beyond the single surface playing is something that's a little bit challenging for us often as quad players. Some places to look out for: measures 2 and 3, and the etude measures 5 specifically beats 4 and 5, and then measures 7 through 10, right? Just a lot of little instances of places where the right and left hands are just flying, right? You have to make sure that you're staying relaxed through that sort of thing. There's a couple instances of the underneath hand having to relocate to a new location where it's like the unfold, uncross motion, and it's while it's relocating, there's an additional note being played on that underneath hand as it relocates, right? To make sure you're holding yourself accountable for the pathways in which those tacit hands are moving. And the third and final tip is stay out of your own way. Right now, I'm sure many of you have heard that. Staying relaxed is a crucial part of playing quads. You have to play with good tone, facilitate the constant motion, and actually play challenging rounds. And to do all of those things, you need to be pretty efficient, pretty conservative with the way that you're activating muscles in your wrists, your hands, your forearms, your upper arm, right? And within that context, wrist break while you're playing, typically not recommended, right? But in specific contexts like these, if I'm crossed over where my left is over my right, and I need to get my right hand uncrossed to play a note, and the pathway that my left needs to take to get to the next place is going to conflate with that, something's got to happen, right? In a lot of contexts, we try as quad players maybe to prioritize the sort of like physical appeal of the instrument, where it's like, does this look cool while I'm playing it? But in specific solo contexts like these, where it's like the music is the more important thing, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that my hands are where they need to be to play those next notes, right? And if that means that to get there, I've got to go a little bit like that, that's okay, right? So when you're practicing things like this, don't be afraid to like take some risks with emotion in that regard if it means that you're going to be ending up playing the music correctly. Those are my 3 tips, right? Happy practicing. I know this is a bit of a challenging one. Super excited to see people take a shot at this one. So thanks, y'all.